Okay, today we're going to talk about building a custom house, and it's not a simple process. So this is looking at a plan. This is a house plan for not a really big house. It's 2,327 square feet to be exact, living space. Garage is just over 1,300 square feet. This house is being built on 2 acres. And there's a lot of detail we're going to cover. So this first part of a multi-part discussion is going to take you through the whole process of building this house. And the goal for completion is 6 months. The plans that we're going to look at this morning, the planning took me over a year. And that is because there's an immense amount of detail that goes into just the planning. Alright, so if you're going to build a custom house, be prepared to invest a lot of time. You're not just picking out a house and, hey, we like the way that looks, and get it built. You're involved in every single piece. You're involved in how many outlets there are, where the outlets are, where the water pipes come out, what color you have, the stonework, the floor types, the tile types, closets. I mean, you name it, there is a ton of detail that you're going to have to invest in. So I would say probably the most important thing that you need to do right up front is understand what your goals are. What are your goals for building a house? For this particular house, the goals, this is just an example, but our goals were, one, we wanted a house that was super energy efficient. So we don't want to just throw away a lot of money in gas and electric bills. So energy efficiency was important. The other thing is, the house is being built on 2 acres, so we wanted to take advantage of the views and all that 2 acres has. So we have, in this particular plan, these are actually really big integrated front and back porches. Right, so this is the back porch area, and these are very large. You can't really tell on the plan so much, but when we get out to site, you'll see how big those are. The other thing is we wanted a nice big garage with lots of room for getting stuff done, even in the winter months, because we're building here in southwest Idaho. It does get cold, so we wanted a really well insulated garage that had a lot of space to get work done in. Building in the country, we also wanted a country look, so we like the look of the dormer windows at the top. We think that makes it have that country look and adds some character. This particular dormer actually is an active dormer. It brings light into the entry, which we'll show you a little bit later. So that was something that we thought would be a good feature. It's not a really big house, only because there's mainly just two of us in the house. We have visitors, and so we're not building a house to hold a lot of people, right? So we don't need a big house. We don't want something that we have to clean all the time and have to worry about. So that was another design factor. Again, these are super important to understand your goals, right? So that's sort of what we have on the outside. So the reason why planning is so important, especially if you're doing a custom build, is because, like I said, you're going to be involved in every aspect of this. So your builder isn't just going to build a house. Now your builder is going to ask you for input on every detail, right? So you just need to be prepared for that. This is actually the second house that I built. The first house I built, I didn't know a lot of this stuff, and I wasn't paying that much attention. And the house that was built was great, but there was a lot of things that I wish I would have done better had I paid more attention. So I would encourage you to really think carefully about doing a custom build and what your goals are. We also are in a subdivision where there's HOAs, so we have to adhere to the HOA policies. So this house meets those goals. We also chose a builder that we think is the right builder. Choosing your builder is critical. The builder that we work with, again, it's a complete custom build, so there's a lot of detail and flexibility, and we get to make the choices, right? The builder actually operates in this area, built homes in the subdivision before, so that's also helpful because they know the rules and ins and outs of building in the county and all the stuff that you deal with the county as well. So planning, critical. This is the outside elevation. This is just showing you the front and the rear elevation. There is a lot of drawings that we have. We're not going to go over all those because there's just too much to cover. We're not going to go over all the electrical and the plumbing. We'll show you all that on the fly as we're doing it. I think other detail on the outside, on the garage, we got really wide doors. We didn't want to have any issues getting in and out of the garage. So those are 10-foot wide doors. This middle door, we have a boat, and we wanted to be able to put the boat in there with the wake tower open or unfolded. So we originally had a 10-foot high door, and that was too low, so we had them change it to a 12-foot door, and that made a big impact on the whole design once they did that. Things like the windows, even like the type of design you have on these windows, we wanted to make sure that we didn't have obstructed views by having all the little lines going through the windows that block the views. So we ended up having this style of window design. So that's a big deal, right? That's a piece of detail that you'll need to be involved in. So anyway, that's sort of the outside. And the other part of the plan, we'll just kind of come over here. And this represents our floor plan. So again, 2,327 square feet. Loads of detail in this house. And we'll just kind of cover some of the elements that were important, right? That we felt were really important that you should look out for. One, big patios like we talked about. This is, like a 34-foot cross patio here. And it's around 8 foot deep. The front patio or front porch, it's nearly 50 feet across here. So it's another big piece. The dormer, this is where, there's this cutout here for the dormer to put light into the entry. We thought that would be a really nice feature. And it also will put light into the great room. All right. So that was important to us. We wanted really big bedrooms, even though, it's only a 3-bedroom home. We wanted really, really big bedrooms. We also didn't want to deal with, in the shower and bathroom here, we didn't want to deal with shower curtains or cleaning windows. That, the windows always get messed up and the water gets on them, they get film and all that. So we went with full walk-in showers, which we thought were a definite benefit, just in maintenance. Our great room, we have a full floor-to-ceiling stone fireplace, and we kind of orientated the fireplace here in the corner because we wanted to be able to, when you're in the great room, you're looking at the fireplace and the stonework, and then right next to it, you're looking straight out the windows right into the back of the lot, which is again the big lot and really nice view. So it just kind of made a nice setting. And then the big open kitchen area looks into all that. Then we'll probably put the TV on the wall here. We'll have a large TV. So it just had a nice flow to it that way. So I think that's really kind of the highlight there. We also wanted a lot of storage. So we've got a linen closet here. We've got entry closet, and we've got other sort of closets I'll point out as we go. The dining room, we wanted the dining room to take advantage of views out the back. Door goes right out into the patio, and that'll be a glass door. And then instead of the traditional square trade ceiling, we went with a round ceiling. We thought it looked just nicer. So that's kind of a cool feature. All granite countertops in the kitchen with a nice big island. We also wanted to have a coffee bar because we like our coffee, and So we're going to have a combination coffee and wine bar. It'll actually have a wine fridge underneath that counter. And then there's the den. So the den, we spend a lot of time in the den. We have our work from home, so we built some inbuilt desks. So we each have our own sort of desk work areas. And then we also have a piano, so we have space in the middle here to put our piano, and then just some lounge chairs in the back. One other thing that was important to us was pocket doors. So initially these were French swinging doors, and any way you open that door, you're either hitting a piece of furniture or getting in the way of the hallway or whatever. So we went with the French pocket doors, and we use pocket doors a lot in this build, as you'll see. Another set of pocket doors here going into this large walk-in pantry, and that was because we didn't want a door that swung and hit stuff and got in the way, right? So another use of a pocket door. A lot of pocket doors. The pantry, this is actually referred to as a butler's pantry. It has a little sink in here. This again is all granite countertops and cabinets in the pantry. So we can have mixers and appliances all laid out here, and we can be doing all the food prep and making the mess in here and not having it out in the kitchen. So you can slide the door closed when you want to, and keep that all in here. And then the kitchen's always nice and clean. All right, so that was one of the design features. You'll notice that basically when you leave this section of the house and you come into this back wing of the house, this is the master living area, and it's a nice big master, big walk-in bathroom, shower. Again, no glass to clean or curtains to deal with. Double sinks and vanity. This will all be granite. Actually, we've selected quartzite. I know people talk about granite all the time, but both in the kitchen and in the bathroom, both bathrooms, it's going to be quartzite. We just found quartzite to be a better material, and we liked a lot of the designs. The shower is full floor-to-ceiling tile. It'll be porcelain. Another linen closet here, so we got more storage. Big walk-in closet. And you can also see the use of pocket doors. This door is actually going to be replaced with another pocket door, because you can see this is a good example of that door is just in the way of this counter space. So we're going to put another pocket door in here, which will be a change. But we like the flow as well. You can come through the master and the bathroom into the closet. It's all kind of a nice flow. Same with the mudroom. You're coming in out of the garage. You can go straight into the mudroom and drop all your things and hang stuff and put your wet clothes and all that in there. I think that's pretty much the detail there. The garage, again, very large garage, super well insulated. Little workshop I wanted just to have for toolbox and doing my little hobby work there. And then you got your mechanical platform. We're also going to have a well, so there will be some well equipment here, so we needed to account for that and the size of this platform. So I think that will accommodate everything nicely. Again, a really big garage. No problem with pulling in. The shorter bays are 25 feet deep, a little over 25 feet, so there's no problem with gauging how far you're pulling in the garage. And there's no problem with the driving through a 10-foot opening. It's plenty big, so there's no worries about getting in here and parking. The boat bay actually is really an RV bay, is about 28 feet deep, and you got a 13-foot ceiling height in here. So anyway, that's sort of the layout and what we're going to look at when we go to site. You can kind of gauge the progress. Coming over here, this is actually looking down on the top of the house. So here is really your site plan. So you can see we have our driveway. It's going to be a half circle driveway. It's a 14-foot wide driveway. It comes back here, 20-foot wide off the back here, and we have a large RV pad. And this is about 45 feet across back here. And plenty of room to park a good size RV. We wanted to have an RV that was, you could park it outside, you can plug it in. We're going to have full hookups put in over here so that the RV can actually be occupied if it needs to for a period of time, or we can just set it up and work in it and have it open up and plugged in and working. So that was a big part of what we did there. We have a big 30-foot concrete driveway, and it hits this half circle asphalt driveway. So asphalt, way cheaper than concrete, so that's why there's a lot of asphalt in here. It looks really nice. We're going to actually have a 12-inch concrete ribbon that goes around the asphalt, and it just makes it look really nice. Right, we have a big porch, walking path that goes up to the front of the house. And again, some of the things that are important here, we have a 50-foot county offset. So from the road to the front of the house is 50 feet. That's kind of a county rule. You gotta watch those. One of the big things about this is that the back of the house, if it's more than 150 feet off of the front, off the road, you could be required to put fire sprinklers in. And a fire sprinkler installation, that's going to run you about 10 grand. So we wanted to avoid that. Another thing is this power run. We're at roughly 140 feet from the source of the power over here. And when you start getting into 150 feet, your costs are going to go way up just on the power. All right, so that was another big design consideration. But anyway, that's the main layout where it's sitting, and we're going to actually go out to the site and we're going to look at the foundation, and we're going to have a good feel for what the foundation looks like, and I'll talk about some of the ins and outs of the foundation and what we've dealt with there. And you'll be able to get a better feel for what this looks like on the ground, and we'll go into a lot of that sort of detail while we're out on site. But planning is absolutely critical. Another good example of the planning is, let's see, if I go over here, this is just, see, right here we have a hose bib. And I wanted, plenty of, be able to put a hose anywhere, just about. So I got a hose bib in the side here. I got a hose bib back here on the back. And I have a hose bib here on the front. But I also wanted to have a hose bib here. So it's not here, so I've got to have another change to have a hose bib put here on that side of the house. So again, it's just all this little detail. You never know what you're going to run into. It's just an incredible amount of detail that you got to be paying attention to. So hopefully this helps. This is just the first part. Make sure you understand your goals. Make sure you are prepared to spend a lot of time and pay a lot of attention to detail. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to go out to site and we're going to have a look at the foundation.